So the reason why I like AEW is because of the constant great matches that they put on every show. Sometimes it's mediocre, like this week was pretty mediocre, but they have really good talent and they know how to use them. Sometimes the talent needs to slow down so they don't get injured. I mean, there's some really good talent that they use every week, but it's not a good idea to use them every week because they will be fatigued, and that's really easily can make you injury prone really fast. So, but AEW knows how to take care of that. They know how to replace an injured wrestler and then make that a story and go off of that and stuff like that. A lot of people think, I watch pro wrestling for, talk and soap opera and blah, blah, blah. No, I watch wrestling for wrestling, obviously. It's a sport. People watch sports, WWE turned it into a joke. I don't watch WWE. WWE is not pro wrestling. It's a mockery of pro wrestling. I've said this for years. Just because they bought WCW doesn't not mean that they're pro wrestlers. Look, if you play any of the past UFC games, they even call WWE amateur wrestling. Yeah, I think it's lower than that, in my opinion. I think WWE are actors pretending to wrestle. See, AEW is full of pro wrestlers making a pro wrestling career. They know how to kick ass. Thing is, injuries happen all the time, and it sucks. It can happen every wrestling match if you're not careful. I've been in rings, I've been in matches before, I was a wrestler when I was a kid in my preteens, and it's not fun, especially submission grappling. Oh, that's where I had my neck problems because I had accidentally popped my neck because I was wrestling adults. I was in a ninjutsu class, and my neck ain't been right since. So yeah, always take care of your body. Don't do stupid shit. I'm not talking wrestling, I'm talking about people in general. Take care of your body. Do not try to be a Superman and lift a bunch of shit all at once like I did. I tore the shoulder in November of 2022. I'm still feeling the nerves nerves are fucked up in it. But I had rehab over this past fall, and I'm doing pretty good so far. I've been working out and dieting, doing my 3 diets, 4 diets, whatever. I lost count. But anyways, pro wrestling has always been a dream of mine to try out, but I'm too injury prone to even think about it. I would like to manage people. I would like to, be an announcer one day, maybe, or referee, maybe. But the more I got older, the more my body started hurting every time I watched pro wrestling. So it's just, I don't want to risk it. I got family to look after by myself. So, anyways, pro wrestling is a combat sport. See, I'm all about combat. I was combat trained. I've been a black belt in ninjutsu and many other martial arts, basically mixed martial arts, but ninjutsu was, you know, the name of my martial arts studio. And you know, I love combat. I love fighting. And whenever somebody wants to argue with me, I'm waiting for them to swing so I can beat the fuck out of them. That's, you know, I love fighting. Maybe, nah, I would say maybe MMA, but nah. I've got enough brain damage. But ever since AEW started, I've been impressed. Every wrestler they've had, they've run the ball with, and they're at their best A game ever. Now, if you go to WWE, you're watered down. You're doing the same moves constantly over and over again. You know, it's stale shit. It's like if a pitcher in baseball wants to throw the same pitch over and over and over, eventually the fans are going to get sick of it and boo you out of the stadium. So, I mean, if WWE would just change their wrestling format, instead of watering down wrestlers all the time, just make them good. Make them actually wrestle, you know. But when they do wrestle, they get hurt. WWE wrestlers always gets hurt. Now, AEW, they're tough. They are tough. They do moves I've never seen before, and I will probably never try in my lifetime. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a high flyer. If I was a pro wrestler, I would be a really old school pro wrestler. Like, I would do nothing but body slams and submission holds. That's it. I am not a turnbuckle guy. I'm not a ladder guy. I hate ladders. Maybe I can go through a table. I've been through tables before. Back when I used to wrestle with my friends, you know. But yeah. Wrestling is... What's that? Oh. Damn thing. Anyways. Yeah, I'm currently pumping my basement, and it was a bad rainstorm here today. Yeah, I'm constantly pumping water out of my fucking basement. But anyways, pro wrestling is my favorite sport. See, my current favorite wrestlers right now is Speedball Mike Bailey, John Moxley's, see, Pac, Claudio, Marina Shafir, the Death Riders, the Don Callis family. I like the Don Callis family. Everybody in that. Will Ospreay, of course. Kenny Omega. Young Bucks is back. I like the Young Bucks. Always have. I hope AJ Styles goes to AEW, man. It'd be great. But Bryan Danielson retired, and he became one of my absolute favorites of all time and favorite pro wrestler. And he's a dragon in the ring. Go watch his best matches on YouTube. You'll thank me later. But they're heating up. They're cooking with the wrestlers. They got FTR turning heel and fighting all the baby faces. See, the thing that aggravates me right now with AEW is they do this thing where they have the heels gang up on one baby face, and then once the heels get done with them, then their friends come out. See, I get that, but they do it constantly. It's kind of aggravating when it keeps constantly doing that. So I mean, you can change it, like have your baby faces being around the ring and get jumped by the heels if you want, or if you're gonna stage a takeover, you know, make sure they beat the hell out of them, everybody in the group, in the babyface group, and then have the baby faces return at the pay-per-view, and that'll hype up the pay-per-view even more. But I get what Tony Khan's doing, though, like trying to make the heels more ferocious, more vicious, more angry, more cowardice, because that's what heels are. They're the complete opposite of baby faces. So, see, Jon Moxley is doing good. Claudio, Marina Shafir is really good as heels. Wheeler Yuta, Pac, he's damn good pro wrestler. Him and Wade Barrett were one of my favorites to ever see in a live ring up close. And Pac just, there's no one like Pac ever. It used to be called Adrian Neville. Claudio, man, he's just scary. He's walking, talking tank. He looks skinny, but he can go Super Saiyan real fast. And Wheeler Yuta, he's crafty, and he looks like Kung Lao to me. And Kung Lao is one of my favorites. So, I mean, I think if they, I think they're planning on milking out the Death Riders thing until they get like a certain point of baby face getting super over, like typical wrestling shows do. They'll, you know, change the title. But they got Samoa Joe, and he's one of the best wrestlers going today, and he's balancing that between that and playing Sweet Tooth in Twisted Metal Season 2, and I can't wait to see that. I like Season 1. So it's gonna be good, man. AEW is phenomenal. You know, they give me what I want every week. Some things I don't like, some things I enjoy. So, you know. But if I was in charge right now, I would push Speedball Mike Bailey to the moon. I would. I would start him out as a TNT champion, and I would make him defend the TNT title until a super heel comes along and beats him for the title, right? Then he returns and goes for the world title. Then he fights and wins and fights the hell out of everybody. Beats the fuck out of everybody. That's something Speedball Mike Bailey would do. He actually looks like he's got it. He might be the next Bryan Danielson, my opinion. So I mean, dude wrestles barefoot, man. I couldn't do that. Nope. You don't want to smell my fucking feet. I've broken all my toes. I've had to pop them all back in. Being a car pusher sucks sometimes, you know. But yeah, I think AEW is just number one. I think they're better than WCW and ECW combined. They just had Rhino, and he did pretty good. You know, he's putting over the young talent, which is great. Kind of a short match, but you know, he did his best, I think. Put him over. Christian Cage, he's the number one heel, in my opinion. Christian Cage, he's been a damn good heel for decades, and I don't think anybody can stop him. You know, he might turn babyface and join Adam Copeland. I heard Copeland gets his Edge name back, so we'll see. You know, he's at a kayfabe injury right now. Means he's taking time off after that FTR heel turn, and they took him out. So, you know how pro wrestling is. We'll see. We'll see, man. It's exciting. But, yeah. If you want to keep making money, AEW, push Speedball Mike Bailey. That's all you gotta do.